Now, this is probably an overly talked about topic, but this is more of an I told you so kind of video. Now, I've always been skeptical about OnlyFans. I get the appeal, take a bunch of naked pictures, and get paid a lot more money than what a normal 9 to 5 job would get you. I could see the appeal to that. Make your own hours for more easy money. But it usually goes back to the old phrase, when something's too good to be true, it usually is. Now, with all big platforms like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, they usually start out really great, and it's almost like one of those economic bubble arguments. It gets so big, so big, so big, and then something causes it to pop, and then there's a big fallout. And if you're not prepared for that fallout, then you're going to have a hard time. And now that OnlyFans is moving away from adult content, it's really clear that OnlyFans is now getting rid of 90% of what it was. I've heard from a lot of OnlyFans users who don't even post adult content on there, but you get my drift. You could cook, you could clean on OnlyFans, but let's be real. The main target audience is desperate men, and the main thing that sells is naked pictures of normal girls. Now, me, I've never felt a need to purchase OnlyFans. I find it ridiculous to pay for something that I could find on Google Images for free. Literally, you could go on Google Images and type up nude pictures, and it is right there. Which brings me to another belief, how like the internet is all nothing but porn and is way too accessible to the youth, but that's a topic for another day. But the reality remains the same, is this is going to affect a lot of people who were regulars on OnlyFans. And I have a mini story to share with you. When this OnlyFans thing came out, I already addressed this concern that this is going to get bought out by celebrities and millionaires so they can basically turn this into a monopoly, leaving people who are making big money off of it in limbo and doubting their future. This rebuttal is going to be said by a girl who thinks she's a witch, wears a witch hat, makes it so obviously that she's a witch, and she's kind of disconnected from reality. I'm not going to say her name just because I don't want to smear anybody. I don't want to put myself in any awkward position. But this girl was really disconnected from reality. I remember that comment clear as day because it was just, I'm glad these girls are getting paid hella money, but what I was thinking was at what cost? Because money is not the only thing that has a price to it, and people tend to forget that. Now, I abstained from using this comment because I know this girl would have just posted some smart aleck LOL wrong because she thinks she's right about everything, but when she really just does not know anything. But that's beside the point. I made another comment when it was getting centralized to Bella Thorne, who broke OnlyFans. The first time, of course, and I said, watch what happens. It's going to get monopolized. Now, this same girl said lit. This same socialist girl said lit. She was excited about a monopoly taking money from a bunch of girls. And that's all I really need to say about that topic. And now fast forward to today where adult content is basically getting removed. You're leaving a lot of girls who post a lot of naked pictures on the internet that are up there forever with no way of making any sort of income and who are now looked at as sexual objects. Now, what is the cost of that? Now, I'm a guy who really supports the family unit. And you're going to have men who are so thirsty and desperate and buying online pictures from people that they've never met, which is a really low standard for men. But after getting a lot of that money, I saw a lot of attitude from females who were saying we don't need any men anymore because we got all the money. And that left men in a very bad position for dating. Those men are now going to be resentful because instead of showing gratitude, they were shown attitude. And I'm a little concerned for the family unit. We need a family unit to raise kids right. We need responsible parents to show kids the way. And I really don't care if you're offended when I say this, but this platform is heading towards further disaster. And it's going to lead a lot of humanity right off a cliff. Because outside of taking nudes, what skills do these people have now? They may have skills, but when you have a bunch of naked pictures online, a job's going to be able to look at that and decide whether or not they want to hire you or fire you. Now, I had a gut feeling when this whole thing started a year ago that it was going to go this way, but every time I was brought there, I was called an incel despite having a girlfriend at the time. And this girl actually agreed with me that yes, OnlyFans is basically just nothing more than porn. In fact, I only dated women who would say that sentence. Because as a guy, my typical standards would probably be, no, I do not want to date a woman who everyone else has seen online. But that's what I go about, where there is a cost to such actions. Not money, but there is a cost, not a price. I might just be shooting from the hip from emotions, but now we have a lot of men who are conditioned to be desperate and asking for more from adult content creators. And they've been willingly giving up their hard-earned money for such naked pictures, and it hasn't really shown a sign of strength. But OnlyFans has done a lot of damage that no amount of money is going to fix in this societal norm, because now it is hate speech to not be desperate. In fact, this video can be flagged as hate speech. But that's why I have a BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey channel. I typically want to stick to a lot of content creations that don't have to do with hot topics or politics for that matter, because I realize a lot of people want to use platforms to look at things that get them away from the headache that is politics and hot topics. But this is definitely something I wanted to open my mouth about. I'm not going to say too much further until more comes out. It might come back, it might not, but knowing how these rich elites tend to buy out everything and then leave people who made good livings dry, I don't really see that in the future. Only time will tell, but have a good day. God bless. Stay safe.